Okay guys, today's quick tip is about spark plugs, and everybody knows how to change a spark plug. You just pull the old one out and screw the new one in. Well, problem with that is that you're only doing about half the job if that's what you're doing. You go into the auto parts store and you buy the specific spark plug that is meant for your vehicle or your motor, but the thing is, it doesn't come with the gap set to your particular motor. So what you need to do is you need to set your gap of your spark plug before you install it. Okay, so first off, you got to find out which gap your particular engine or model calls for. On these Chevy trucks, it says right on the air cleaner. You see that spark plug gap, 60 thousandths. You might be able to find it in the owner's manual. I'm sure you can look it up online to find out what your specific gap is for your engine. Okay, second thing you're going to need to know to gap your spark plugs is the gap of your spark plug. You're going to need this tool here. This is a spark plug gap tool. It's got a tapered deal on it. It measures out in thousandths of an inch what your gap is. So you need that to measure. Now if the gap is wrong, you're going to need a tool, something like this. I usually use a different one. This is the only one I can find. And you can see it's got slots like that, so you can grab the electrode and bend it either back or forward to get your gap right. So I'm going to show you how I gap these spark plugs. Okay, so gapping the spark plug, it's not a hard process, it takes a little time. First thing, you're going to take your measuring tool. This is a brand new spark plug right out of the box. You're going to stick it on the end and you're going to slide it. You're going to slide it down your gauge, and where it stops, that's what your gap is. Now the gap right out of the box here is about 35 thousandths of an inch. That's way off. I mean, way off. That's why you need the gap. That's why it's so important to gap these spark plugs. Anyway, you take your tool, this tool I showed you, and you gotta take your electrode and you're just gonna bend it up. You ain't gotta go crazy. Go nice and slow so you don't break it off, and don't go He-Man on it. Now we're at about 55 1/1000ths of an inch. And there we are, perfect, right on. I don't know if you can see that or not. 60 1/1000ths of an inch. So that's what you want to have. Takes a little bit of time. And it's a pretty important thing to do. I'm not going to act like I'm a spark plug expert or anything, because I'm not. There's a reason why there's a specific gap for each different specific motor, and you should gap your spark plugs to what is recommended. Okay, so I like to vacuum out the hole there to kind of get the debris out before I put the new spark plug in. So another tip, put a little anti-seize on the threads of your spark plug. It's always a good idea to put anti-seize when you're screwing steel into aluminum, which the spark plugs are steel, the heads are aluminum. So another thing I like to do is install the spark plug by hand. I like to screw it down most of the way with my hand, just to make sure I have not cross-threaded the spark plug. These heads are aluminum, So it's a little easier to cross thread these. And then just cinch it down with the wrench. You ain't got to go crazy. Okay, so a few things I've noticed with the old spark plugs. First thing, they are auto lights. I do not like auto light spark plugs. They're a little cheaper brand. Second thing is they're a little cruddy. They've been in there a while. But I don't see oil or nothing all over any of them. So that's a good sign. Another thing I noticed is someone did try to gap these the right way. So some sort of a mechanic must have changed these. I know the factory did not use auto light spark plugs. So they've been changed at some point. But it looks like they've been changed by someone who knew what they were doing. So that's always a good thing. That's my quick tip for the day, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.